These are the Rokid Max AR glasses. If you would ask what would be the best portable monitor for me, I would safely say these. So you all know that there are other AR glasses competitors, and namely the Nreal Air. However, the Rokid Max does it just a bit better. So the resolution on these are 1920 by 1080 using Sony's micro OLED displays with a 50-degree field of view, which is roughly estimated by the company 215-inch display, and that's roughly about this big. There are adjustable diopters which can adjust to you wearing glasses or contacts and going back and forth, and they work very well. I advise you adjust them both together for you to get the perfect crisp image. So this can do better not only with the field of view from the Nreal Air, but also the brightness. It can get up to 600 nits of brightness by pressing this button, and each time you press it, it goes through the different brightness levels. And it is bright enough for you to wear without using the shades unless you're looking directly at a bright light. You might need to use the shades then. These buttons are the volume button. To get the 120 Hz display, you'd need to press and hold the plus button, the plus volume button, for just a couple of seconds. Another huge topic with these glasses is how well are the speakers. The speakers are actually fantastic. I was very impressed. When you take off the glasses, you can't really hear the volume, which is a really big deal, especially if you're wanting to go on an airplane or do whatever you want and not wear headphones, but you can still hear the sound without really bothering anyone around you. And it also has 3D mode. Now, all these are fantastic, but I still have some nitpicks that I'll talk about later in the video. As you can see, these glasses use a PDP USB-C connector, so a power display port USB-C connector. That is how you power these glasses, and it works perfectly with my laptop. Now, if you do not have a device that supports a PDP USB-C connection, you could get a Rokid Max Station, which they have just unveiled and started to sell, which gives you the ability to stream anywhere you want and you shove that thing in your pocket. But I have a huge gripe about that. It does not have 3D head tracking, which is what you'd get if you plugged it into an Android phone. Most modern Android phones will have a PDP USB-C port to be able to power these glasses. And when I say 3D head tracking, I'm talking about you can leave the screen right here and look left and the screen's still over here, which is a really big deal, in my opinion. Which brings me to my next point. These glasses are light. They are not as light as my Ray-Ban sunglasses, but they are pretty dang light, and they are comfortable. Are they as comfortable as my sunglasses? No, but they're really not bad at all. The only issue I have after a long period of time is that these arms kind of weigh down on my ears a little bit, and to me, I boil that down to just me not being used to these glasses. I had to get used to these glasses, and these are no different. And no, this wire does not contribute to the issue. And that's because these glasses do not carry a battery on them, so you need a device that can power them, whether that is a computer, Steam Deck, an Android phone, or what have you. I personally love and use these glasses for mobile work. If I go anywhere out of town or outside of my office, I can use these glasses. I can have a dual monitor setup with a pretty large screen that I can easily edit my videos on. I use this with my MSI Creator 15 gaming and editing laptop, and the 15-inch or so screen is subpar for what I want to do with it. So having such a huge screen anywhere I go in such a small package is a big deal. That is a game changer for me. Outside of that, watching movies with these is pretty dang immersive, especially with these blackout shades. Now that's the part of the video where I talk about my issues and nitpicks with these glasses. The first one is the edges of the screen is blurry. It's really not that bad. So if you have writing on the edge, it'd be kind of hard to make out that writing. The glasses do get a little warm right here after hours of use, but that hasn't really bothered me. If you haven't noticed, these glasses are ugly. They are butt ugly. I look like Neo off of Matrix. I look just like him. We could be twins. Nausea is also an issue with these glasses for me. When I use them with the blackout shades and I move around, I get a little nauseated, my tum-tum feels a little upset, so that's just something you should consider. So I don't use them with the shades very often. Now before I get to the biggest issue with these glasses, I don't really want this video to dissuade you from buying these. I just want you to be a little better educated before you buy them and see if they're right for you. So with that said, these glasses are not the best for intense and competitive first-person shooters unless you get used to it. Let me explain. Let's act like this is a bad guy right there. If I move my head, my eyes adjust to that focal point, right? So my head can move, but my eyes stay. And we are wired and we have been trained to do that because we have had nothing like this. So with that said, if I have these glasses on and I move my head and the bad guy's right there, and I move this way, I'm still trying to look over here. Meanwhile, the bad guy or my whole monitor has moved with me. That's a drastic example, just to better explain it. I firmly believe you can get used to it and you can train your brain to train your eyes to not move around in such a manner. And you could train your eyesight to move around, right? You can train them to do that and train your eyes to move with your head. That's possible. I'm just not gonna do that. Before you're like, oh dang, that's the only reason I was gonna buy these glasses is for video games. Give me 1 second. Throw these on, lean back, and chill and play a game like Zelda. That is a very chill game, and many other chill games. You won't have that issue because you're not constantly moving your head. You're just gonna be zenning out playing that game. These glasses would be perfect for anybody who travels a lot, goes on the plane a lot, because you can easily have a cinema-like screen in front of you wherever you go that can literally fit in your pocket and no one would know what you're watching. If you're someone who wants to be near their loved one while they're doing their thing and not bother them, these can do that. Or if you want to get away from your office setup and work with very little compromises and still have that big screen with dual monitor setup, you can do that. If you like these glasses, I have the link down below for your convenience. I do not regret my purchase. This is Chris. Always appreciate and respect one another. I'll see you next time.